Welcome back to the Bluebell Woods, not long after we left them last night. Good morning. I've struck out on a different bit of the Wansdyke path and I found this very appealing little spot. It called to me, and there's a nice mossy stump there for me to sit on and talk to you. Why is it we're drawn to some places and not others? I was remembering just as I sat down here, as a small boy, we'd have in junior school a class called Music and Movement. Did you ever have something like that? It was a sort of cross between PE and a drama workshop. You'd have to pretend to be a seedling growing up, and you'd all kind of waft around the hall like autumn leaves or cold people, or it was basically a drama physical theatre workshop for infants, and had a very sort of jolly musical soundtrack that you would skip around and be animals or trees too. And at the beginning of the class, of course, we would be advised, find a place, children. We were in the hall, so there were no seats. And so everyone would have to find a place. In early appeal to our intuitive grasp of our situation, and we would go to where we could, and we'd immediately actually start spinning around like helicopters, I remember, you needed to find a place where you couldn't touch somebody else and whack them in the face or whatever while you wafted like trees in the wind. And we would have to locate ourselves. A lesson I've been trying to learn ever since, actually. Find your place, and then you just have to do it. And we're drawn to some places rather than others. As I veered off the path and found this little location, I just, that's the place. And immediately it's appealing. But of course, most of the time we just find ourselves in a place and have to make the most of where we are, and it isn't necessarily it doesn't really call to us with its unique combination of space and light and arrangement of objects. Jacob, when in the Old Testament, when there was that remarkable revelation in a dream that he had of a ladder between the stairway to heaven, between earth and paradise, and he lay down, I think scripture says, in a certain place. It was an anywhere that after his dream became a somewhere. He went to sleep anywhere, a certain place, just somewhere. And in that dream he encountered a vision of a link, a ladder, a connection between heaven and earth, and he woke up and said, surely this is the very gate of heaven. The Lord is in this place, and I knew it not. And he names it Bethel, and it becomes a deeply meaningful somewhere because he's perceived God in it. Now, the Christian belief about place is anywhere has become somewheres because of our recognition of God there. That the Lord is here, whether we know it not, and that's most powerful, of course, in the grim places that don't appeal to us, don't call to us, where there is no room to move, where there has perhaps been conflict and pain, particularly those places, which is what the cross is all about. A place of agony, a place outside the wall. Nobody would want to go to a place called the skull. It's the last place on earth, and God chooses the last place on earth to meet us and be present. So here I am in a beautiful blue spot, feeling the gift of the day, the warmth of the sun and the closeness of divine presence. But I hold to the truth and hope that God is also, and perhaps especially, to be found in those those anywheres where we would rather not be. And if you're in a place like that today, I pray that you may know his grace and his peace. God bless you, friends, as you go to ground.